Jim, this question was sent in via the Cult of Cornette Facebook group by Rory Melberg.
Oh, come on.
Leave Rory alone.
That cannot be a real human being's name.
Well, he has a real question here. When was the tag rope introduced?
Ooh. I don't know. Now, see, this is very interesting because when I first started watching wrestling and had only seen the local TV, here in the Tennessee territory, they didn't have tag ropes. Now, in Bruiser's show in Indianapolis, they had tag ropes, but they never used them. So, but that was a thing that some territories adopted and some didn't. The theory behind it is that in tag team matches, the legal tag for a tag team in a tag team match has always been the guy on the apron has to have both feet on the apron and his hand either holding the tag rope, or if there was no rope, his hand has to be on the top turnbuckle. He's got to be able to touch the turnbuckle. And the tag is made hand to hand over the top rope, not in between the second and third or whatever, but over the top rope. And that's the rules. And that's why I shit all over these guys that tag their toes and backslap each other, whatever. But the tag rope would have been invented right after tag team wrestling, which would have been, depending on the part of the country, mid to late 30s, early 40s. The first tag team match in Louisville was in 1943, but Tennessee beat it by 4 or 5 years. And it just depended on whether the territory and the promoter wanted to make it really legal, follow the rules to the letter, or didn't give a shit because they'd have to remember to tie a rope to the turnbuckle. Just put your hand on a fucking turnbuckle. I can hear them now. But in the Northeast, the tag rope was a big deal. And they had bigger rings. And they had more, because the thing about it was when you're holding one of those tag ropes in those big rings, if they had a 2 or 3 foot rope and you were a tall guy, you could be past halfway down the apron, still have the rope and stretch your arm out. And in the South, where they used the smaller rings because the buildings were smaller, if you had your hand on a turnbuckle, then the baby face could really milk and work for a tag, and the heel could keep him away, and it wasn't like his partner could reach all the way across the goddamn ring. But as far as where it originated and exactly when, that's probably been lost to time.
Do you like the tag rope as a tool for the heels to choke the baby faces?
Well, yes, that's another thing you could do with it. When you get the guy to quarter, wrap the tag rope around the guy's neck, and people will be screaming at the referee, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever the case. I mean, you use what you got.